Another IPO, another opportunity to invest. But is this opportunity even worthy? We will figure out and we'll talk about just this thing in this video. Hello and welcome to Freedom English. I am Tanisha Sharma and today I have come with another IPO launch video, and today we are talking about Dr. Agarwal's Healthcare Limited. A prominent name in the eye care industry, which is launching its IPO on 29th of January 2025. So we will be talking about all the points that you need to know related to threats, IPO details, opportunities, challenges, risks, and also we'll be figuring out whether you should invest in this IPO or not. So stay with us till the end of the video because we'll be uncovering the answers of all these questions. So let's talk about the IPO details first. So as I already told you that it's launching its IPO on 29th of December 2025. So let's talk about the issue size. Approximately 3027.26 crore is the issue size for this IPO, out of which 300 crore is the fresh issue and the remaining is offer for sale. Now the price band is around rupees 382 to rupees 402 per share, and the face value is rupees 1 per equity share. Now if we talk about the lot size, 35 shares with a minimum investment of rupees 14,070 at the upper price band. Now this was the key information about the IPO details. Now let us look at the IPO timeline as well. So the IPO launch is opening on 29th of January 2025 and it's closing on 31st of January 2025. Whereas the listing date is expected to be 5th of February 2025 on BSE and NSE. So this was the key information and the timeline, but also let's look at the fact that why Dr. Agarwal is coming up with its IPO and what is the reason behind its IPO launch. So the first reason of its IPO launch is debt reduction. A portion of the proceeds will be utilized to get rid of the debt and pay the existing debts, which will help the company to strengthen itself. Next is expansion plan. Dr. Agarwal is also looking to upgrade its services, also open new centers and establish new hospitals, and also for its general corporate purposes. So this was about the IPO details. We talked about its launch, its details, key information, and also why it is launching the IPO now. Now let us also have a look at its background and history, what exactly Dr. Agarwal Healthcare Limited is. Dr. Agarwal has a previous rich history and a lot of investors usually have their eye on this company. It is founded in 1957 with its headquarters in Chennai. Dr. Agarwal Healthcare Limited has established itself as a leader in the eye care industry. Over the decades, Dr. Agarwal has expanded itself not just in India and also in Africa, offering comprehensive eye care solutions. Dr. Agarwal's hold 209 hospitals and they also have hospitals in 10 countries of Africa. And also Dr. Agarwals are planning to expand themselves all over India. Any region where they have not left their footprints, like example Chhattisgarh, they are planning to move there also and all the other parts of India. Now let us talk about the services that Dr. Agarwal's Healthcare Limited provide. And they are cataract surgeries, LASIK and refractive surgeries, retina treatments, glaucoma management and pediatric services. They also have advanced technology integration like utilization of cutting edge equipment and techniques, also emphasis on patient-centric care. So as we talked about the history and background of Dr. Agarwal's, let us also look at the revenue and financial status in the past few years. So if we talk about financial year 2021 to 22, the revenue was 713.78 crore and the profit after tax was 43.16 crore. Now if we talk about financial year 2022 to 23, the revenue was around 1031.49 crore, profit after tax 103.23 crore. Now if we talk about the previous year 2023 to 24, the revenue was around 1376.45 crore. The profit after tax was 95.05 crore. Now let us also look at the key financial matrix. So if we talk about the earnings per share, that is EPS, it is around rupees 3.14 in financial year 2023 to 24. If we talk about the return on net worth, RONW, it is around 6.21% in financial year 2023 to 24. And if we talk about the debt to equity ratio, it has improved from 2.71 in financial year 2021 to 22 to 0.70 in financial year 2023 to 24. Well, this was about the financial matrix and the revenue in the previous year, but Dr. Agarwals are not the only ones in the eye care industry. So let's also have a look at the competitions they have and the overall industry overview, that whether eye care industry is profitable if you invest there or not. Also, after this, we'll be focusing on the SWOT analysis. We'll be looking at the opportunities, threats, challenges and possibilities. So make sure you watch this video till end. And also, if you want to invest in IPO and you don't know how to do it, you want to know more details in depth and you don't know how to open your Demat account, let me help you out. On Freedom app, we have a course called IPO, where you will get each and every single detail step by step to help you out through the process. So make sure to download Freedom app and check out the IPO course. Now let's move on and look at the overall eye care industry, and also we'll be looking at the competitions Dr. Agarwal have. So if we talk about the Indian eye care industry, it is growing rapidly with a growth rate of 12 to 14% in financial year 2024 to financial year 2028. The market size is expected to expand from 37,800 crore in financial year 2024 to approximately 65,000 crore by financial year 2028. This growth is driven by factors such as population, eye care, health of people and technology and techniques in the future. Now let me tell you about the competitions Dr. Agarwal have in the eye care industry. So if we talk about the four major competitions, those are Apollo Hospitals, Max Healthcare Institute Limited, Fortis Healthcare Limited and Global Health Limited. Now let's compare the revenue of all these four companies with Dr. Agarwal's Healthcare Limited. So Dr. Agarwal's Healthcare Limited's revenue is around 1,376.45 crore, whereas Apollo Hospitals revenue is 19,059.20 crore. Max Healthcare Institute Limited 6,849 crore, Fortis Healthcare 6,892.92 crore and Global Health Limited is around 3,275.11 crore. So it is very clear that Dr. Agarwal Healthcare Limited definitely have big giant competitions in the market, which has to be a point to keep in mind before you start investing, that it definitely have great competitions in the market, in the eye care industry of India. Now let's talk about the SWOT analysis, in which we'll cover the strengths, the weakness, the opportunities and the threats. So let us start with the strengths of Dr. Agarwal's Healthcare Limited. One of the great strengths of Dr. Agarwal is that it has been established 6 decades before and it still has a strong hold in the market after 6 decades. And definitely it is maintaining its legacy for past 6 decades. Next, it has an extensive market across India and Africa. So this company is not just based in India, but it definitely, as I told you, that it already have its centers in Africa as well. So definitely it is growing with time. So it's a perk and it is a strength of Dr. Agarwal's. Next, they have comprehensive range of eye care services, as I have already told you, including cataract surgeries, retina treatments and much more. Next, Dr. Agarwal's also have strong financial growth trajectory. So that means it definitely have good strengths. So investing money in this IPO can be a profit, but before you make up your mind, let me also tell you about the weaknesses. So it will give you a clarity whether you should invest or not. So let's look at the weaknesses. As Dr. Agarwal's Healthcare Limited is particularly based on eye care industry, just depending on one sector of the industry can be a weakness because it is totally dependent on only one sector. Next, high capital expenditure on technologies and services. As we are talking about the healthcare services, all the equipments and technologies are really expensive, and to handle and take care of it, it is very important and difficult at the same time. So this is one of the weaknesses of Dr. Agarwal's. So this was strength and weakness. Now let's also talk about the opportunities. One of the opportunity for Dr. Agarwal is that Rising demand for quality eye care services. With the growing population in the country and also people being aware about their health and their eyes, everyone wants quality eye care services. So it might help Dr. Agarwal's reach into new heights due to the demand. Next, we have the potential for further expansion in different countries internationally, because already Dr. Agarwal has expanded its reach to Africa. Now they also have opportunity to expand all across the world. Another opportunity is to adopt telemedicine and digital health platforms. So these are the three opportunities which can give Dr. Agarwal a boost in the future as well. Next up, we have the threats. The first threat is that so much competition in the market of eye care industry. As I already told you, there are too many competitions for Dr. Agarwal's in the market. It can be a threat. Next, regulatory change in healthcare policy might affect Dr. Agarwal's work and services, because in healthcare services it totally depends on the new policies and it should be managed properly. So it can be a threat in the future as well, because a change in policy might work out for Dr. Agarwal and might not work out for Dr. Agarwal. Next, another major threat is that economic downturn can affect patients' spending. So basically all the healthcare services and hospitals run on the spendings made by the patients. So if any sort of economic downturn takes place, it might reduce the patients' spending in the future. So this was all about the threats, the challenges, the revenue generated in past few years, what exactly Dr. Agarwal is, their background, history and all such points that you should know. Well, we discussed everything. Now I think it is clear in your mind that whether you should invest in this IPO or not. But for people who are still confused that should I or shouldn't I, let me help you out here as well. Let me also tell you that why you should consider investing and why not. So let's look at the points that why you should consider investing in this IPO first. So the first point is that Dr. Agarwal has a strong market position. It is leading player in the eye care industry with significant market share. Next, growth potential. With people being more aware about their eyes and want to spend money on eye care services, there is a possibility that in the future this market will definitely offer great opportunities. And next, financial stability. Dr. Agarwal has shown consistent revenue growth and effective debt management. Now this was the points why you should consider investing. Now let's look at why you should not. So the potential risks are, first, as I already told you, market competition. Dr. Agarwal already have a lot of big giant market competitions in the eye care industry. Next, regulatory environment. Change in healthcare regulations could impact the working and operations of Dr. Agarwal's. Now I think you have made your mind that whether you should invest in Dr. Agarwal's Healthcare Limited IPO launch or not. We discussed all the points, but I'll still suggest you guys to make your own research before investing, because it is important to have full information. I definitely helped you out with all the information I could, but still before investing, go do your own research and then think twice and make your decision. Well, for now this is it. I'll see you next time with another IPO video. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Freedom English. Thank you so much for watching.